What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. After Sound here with Bookerman from the Woo team and Woo Project. What's going on, Bookerman? It's good to chat with you again.
Good to see you after sounds. Good to see you again. I've been real busy this holiday season. I went and traveled and saw Perry Saturn. We brought him to the Vikings versus Patriots game.
Yeah, how
So
did
that was
that
a good
go?
time. It
Yeah.
was a good game. Patriots lost, but
Oh, was that his team?
that's his team. Yeah, he's from New
Mm.
England area, so yeah, that was his team. He said he wanted nothing more than the Vikings to lose and to ruin everyone's Thanksgiving.
Well, he was in the wrong stadium for that. Vikings actually looked pretty good this year.
They're
As
looking
a
real good this year.
Yeah,
And
as a
the
Bears fan, I've
Patriots
given
not so
up.
much.
Yeah, Patriots
Yeah.
not so much. Yeah, as a Bears fan, I've given up. I just never want the Packers to win. So I'll begrudgingly take the Vikings over Packers any day.
Yeah.
So cool, man. Well, I'm glad the event or the outing with Perry Saturn went well. I don't know if you want to do like a quick recap of where Woo is, how things are looking, or what people are probably here for. We can go straight into Lance. So however you want to do this.
And let me give a real quick recap for anyone new to Woo. So
Oh
what
yeah,
Woo
let's do that.
is wrestling organization online. And what we're looking to do is we're looking to bring old school territory wrestling to the Hive blockchain. We're also looking to leave wrestling a better place than when we found it. Again, wrestlers in America are seen as independent contractors, so they don't get certain benefits that employees would get. They don't get retirement. They don't get health care. There's many, many, many benefits that they do not get as independent contractors. And as I'm sure you could understand is if you're a wrestler and you get injured and your career is over, your career is over. You have no more income coming in. And what we're looking to do is we're looking to kind of fix that problem. And
Mhm.
we have profits sharing with our partners. And what we're really trying to do is bring awareness to this issue. And so that other people step up and politicians step up and make some changes more than what the changes we can do, what benefits we can do. So we're trying to open it up to a broader audience. And this is going to be a play to earn game. We're looking to release it quarter 3 of 2023. So I'm very, very excited for it. And you cannot have old school territory wrestling without cities, arenas, and land. And that's what we're here to talk about today.
Yes, indeed. So I'm going to go ahead and use this as a reference point. But there is a post up on Hive blog, Peak D, wherever you get your Hive news, and this was posted a couple days ago, and it is all about land, or at least the first territory whitelist sale announcement. So from my understanding, there's going to be 200,000 cities, which is really exciting. We're going to get into territory one here. And I don't know if you want, should we just walk through this or do you want to give a land overview first and then we dig into the details?
Yeah, so basically, we have 20 territories in total. One of those territories is going to be owned by the game. So then, if worse comes to worse and no one ever bought land, you could still play the game.
Mhm.
So one territory is set aside for the game, and then there's going to be 19 other territories that are going to either be released to public sale or used in partnerships. We're looking to partner with other real life wrestling organizations to bring them into our Woo metaverse. Again, 20 territories, 10,000 cities per territory with a total of 20,000 cities in total.
Mhm.
And this first territory, we are doing a whitelist sale where you need to have assets, either NFTs, Woo tokens, or packs, unopened packs, to be able to get a spot to buy during the whitelist. And if the whitelist doesn't completely sell out, then it'll move into a general sale where the general public can pick up whatever is remaining.
Gotcha. Okay. So 20 territories, 10,000 cities. My first question then is why are there only 9,000 cities available for purchase?
Because 1,000 cities are being distributed to staff.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Yep.
1,000
So
for staff.
yeah, it's one of the ways we pay our staff also is
Okay.
with our assets, in-game assets. So same thing for our packs. You know, our Woo Alpha packs, our staff got a portion of Woo Alpha packs. The Sunny, the Ravens, the reward packs, all those
Mhm.
packs, staff got a portion of that. And that's one way we can help pay our staff without putting a ton of pressure on the business in this horrible bear market.
Indeed. Okay. So 9,000 will be available. Looks like 200 whitelisted users will be able to purchase. We'll get into the whitelisting process below. Just more broadly, though, this is one territory out of 20. When
Yes.
would like what are you planning like long term for the other territories? Is this something that's going to be coming up soon, or will it be
It's
like
going to be a
after land is
long-term
implemented?
sale. Yeah, it's going to be a long-term sale. So the people that buy during this whitelist sale, if whitelist sells out, they're the only people that are going to buy land. And when the game comes out, they will be the only people earning passive income off that land. And we
Hmm.
will not be doing another land sale until closer to the end of the year. So you'll have numerous months of being a land baron and earning passive income before any more land gets put out for sale. But yeah, this sale is going to be a elongated sale. Like it's going to go for a long period of time, and that's to allow our community to grow, allow more knowledge to be put out for people to join in the game and have a chance at land. Because me as a player and as a crypto enthusiast, one of my biggest pet peeves is joining in something and then not being able to do something that everyone else has had the chance to do.
Hmm.
So we really want to give our community and our future community a chance to be able to feel like they can come in and still make a big impact.
Gotcha. Okay. That I mean that makes a lot of sense because there's one of the big issues with, and I don't want to necessarily call it an issue, but obviously you and I are both somewhat close and work closely with the Splinterlands team, or the Splinterlands project, I should say, is, land went out like however many years ago, and then this player base grew exponentially, and now, it's become much more difficult. So I kind of like the way that you're trying to think about the future. And I guess what you're saying is that you don't have necessary timelines for when these territories will go on sale, but it sounds like the next one at the very least probably won't be for another year.
Oh, no, it'll be at like the end of the year. So I'm thinking like at
Oh,
least
the end of
two
this year.
lands.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm thinking at least two land sales a year is kind of what I'm thinking. Two,
got it.
three land sales a year, just to kind of really spread it out and give it numerous years that people can come in and still pick up some territories. And it allows us to it almost like with the lore of where everything is going when a new territory unlocks, and there's a new place for people to go. We could talk about that territory. We could talk about some of the history there and really have a chance to build that up. And that's one thing we're looking to do with our pack releases too. For example, we've already done our alpha edition. When we get into the beta edition, you're going to see some single wrestlers from alpha series that band together to make tag teams. You're going to see tag teams breaking up from alpha, and in beta, they might be singles wrestlers. You might see managers that become wrestlers and wrestlers that become managers.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So just with those releases, it kind of just really kind of rounds it all out and gives it some depth and some lore, some backstory.
That's interesting. So there will be like alpha and beta versions of certain wrestlers just based
Yeah.
on the lore of, like, again, the storyline that you usually have with wrestling. That's kind of cool.
You could see, for example, one edition, a common wrestler that in the future gets released in another edition as an epic, where they've really, they
Climb the
first got
ranks.
in the yeah, they first got in the business, but they really made a name for themselves by the end of it. It's just a
Um,
really cool way, I think, to really kind of just with opening packs and seeing that and knowing what came before, it just in your head, you're already making a story for it.
mhm. No, I mean, I like that. I think one of the things that always draws people into games is the lore, right? And so, for again, other projects that live in like a sci-fi or fantasy genre, that's easy because it's kind of just a blank slate, and you can get as crazy as you want with it. But I love the fact that you're focusing on that for something like wrestling, which of course, is very narrative driven when you look at a lot of
Mhm.
the big organizations out there. But I don't know. It's to me it's cool because like a lot of what we see is either like that fantasy style or maybe something sports related, and
Mhm.
sports has its own narrative, but it's not something that can be thought of or created. Usually, it's emulating something else, right? A real life league, and so you have to follow whatever storylines are there. Whereas here, you guys have the opportunity to really build something out within this kind of universe that you're creating.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I think it's really unique. It's going to be something that is going to give users a real cool experience too. So it's something I'm proud of.
You know, it'd be fun, and I'm just spitballing ideas here, but so,
Give me it.
but it's almost like if you guys have the back end data, like you release like an alpha edition or whatever, and there's a wrestler that's been involved in like the most wins, you can like come to the community and be like, oh yeah, well he's rising up the ranks, and here's the data to prove it because he was actually playing really well or he
Easy.
performed really well. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yep.
It's stuff like that where I think again, as somebody who loves to like dig deep into the details of projects, not from like an investment side. I mean, I love the investment side, but like from a lore side, that would be something
Mhm.
really cool that you guys could present. So again, just throwing ideas out there. Feel free to take them if you want, or to toss
Oh
them if
yeah.
they're not great.
I'll snatch that right up.
So cool. Okay, so it looks like there are going to be three different, I guess, stats that are going to be associated with this: fan base, wealth, and population. I don't know if you want to go dig into those if you have any more information on that.
Yeah, so it's a three-star system. So it's 1 star, 2 star, or 3 star for each of those stats. So you
Okay.
could have a 1 star fan base, 3 star health, or excuse me, wealth, and 2 star population. And so this is really going to kind of determine how good that city is. Because, I mean, just think about the cities you might live in or you have visited. There's some cities that have a higher population.
Hmm.
There's some cities that are wrestling cities. They love wrestling. Chicago, for example, it has a big population, a huge wrestling fan base, and pretty decent wealth there.
Hmm.
So that would be something like that. And basically, what wealth is it determines how much money the the people in the city have to spend. Fan base, they're fans. These are fans of the show. And what fans are is they have some pretty cool little stats for themselves where they have a chance to get to the show before people, because fans and people are separate.
Yeah.
People are just the general population, and fans you get from fan base. And depending on your fan base, it will depending on your fan base and population, it will determine how many fans live in that area. And then fans will spend more of their money, and they will have a chance to get to the show before people. And so what you have is you want to build up your arena, because every town that you buy when it first starts out is going to be a blank slate. You're not going to have you're just going to have kind of a dirt lot with a wrestling ring there, and you can only have so many people come to the event because you can't manage that many people in an open event.
Yeah.
Then you can start upgrading your buildings. You could start getting a ticket booth and get a rental property. And then maybe you start building it up to like a bingo hall or an arena, or if you're really lucky, a stadium, a
Hmm.
huge stadium that fits 100,000 different people in that stadium. And depending on how big your arena is, will determine how much you can draw in from running matches. You're also going to have different upgrades you could do on that land other than the arenas. Like you could add local businesses to increase the population. You can add a radio tower or a television studio to upgrade the stats of your land. And that's all again just to have as many people go to shows every single time a show runs there.
Yeah. So so there will be this aspect, what it sounds like, of leveling up your land or your city, in terms
Hmm.
of like, starting from maybe just almost like underground matches and then getting all the way to like stadium level, which is cool. What do you know? Have you like thought through the mechanics of the design of that yet?
Yeah, I got a lot written down for that. And it's all going to be you're going to be burning woo to be upgrading the different aspects of your buildings. We have it. where you need certain buildings like parking, bathrooms, and stuff like that.
Hmm.
You need to upgrade those first before you can go into the next like arena venue type. You need to upgrade all these different aspects. Concession stands, you need to upgrade those before you can unlock your stadium. And all those are going to be just little ways that you can constantly burn up the woo
Hmm.
token, decreasing its supply, and then also you're going to have choices as a user. Do I want to burn my woo to upgrade this kind of junky land that I got? It might not be the best land. Like maybe I'll just, instead of that, I'll try to buy another plot of land off the marketplace, and find something that I want to invest in. Like
Yeah.
and we're releasing these as packs. So they're going to be fungible tokens. You'll be able to trade on the secondary marketplace. You'll be able to send to other users. You'll be able to give them away, do whatever you want with.
Hmm.
But once you open that pack, then you will get your plot of land, your city that will then tell you its different stats. And if you buy a bunch of land, there's probably, like, say you bought 100 packs of land, I would say there's probably only about maybe 10 cities that you would actually focus on, and you would try to, as a player, to really upgrade to increase your earnings, just because it's so hard to manage so many plots of land too.
Yeah. No, that makes sense. I'm curious, where do the earnings come from, or is this from the white paper where there's like a dedicated amount of woo that will be coming
Yep,
from that?
there's play to earn rewards, and every territory is going to be its own pool of rewards.
Okay.
So every single territory is its own pool of rewards, and then you as a player, if you're just running in the same city over and over and over and just farming matches there, you're gonna kind of cool down in that city where people are just like, "Ah, I'm kind of sick of it, like I've seen that so many times. You kind of burn out the city, and so you'll actually get decreased earnings every match you run in that same city. So then you'll have to travel to another city in that territory. But because you've been traveling around this territory and earning from it, the next city you go to, you'll actually have a little bit of decreased earnings from, because you're burning out the territory. So you will eventually have to travel to a whole new territory, um, in a whole new city, and kind of just constantly be traveling around the globe.
Gotcha. Okay. And the thing is that only specific for you, or is it for everybody? Like, let's say, you have like let's say I have a plot of land. It's like, I'm going to call it after sound land, right? Can
Yeah.
anybody come and play? I mean, the idea is that anybody can come and
Yes.
play there, but if too many people come, then the earnings go down
So it's the per user that is
per
there.
user.
So
Okay.
it's the user compared to the city compared to the territory. Yeah. And the cool thing is about
Gotcha.
being a landowner, that on cities you own, the cooldown is slower. So you actually
Ah,
could run more, you could run more matches in a city you own than if someone came in and just started running there, because that's your home territory. It's like the hometown team.
yeah. So that's the incentive for you to host, for you to buy land. My question is,
Yes.
let's say you and I play, right?
Mhm.
It's going to be P2P or PvP.
Yes. Yeah, it'll be
So
PvP.
do I select, like, let's say I select my land, and when you select your lineup, is that going to be on your land essentially?
No, 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 no. So think of it this way: like when you load up the browser, you click play game. It'll have the map where you can hover over the territories. Then you'll click on a territory. It kind of zooms in. You'll have a list of cities that you could filter for the different stats. You'll
Hmm.
click on a city. It'll give you a little bit more information, and there'll be a button like Run Show here. Once you click Run Show in that city, it'll start you in a matchmaking process, and it'll try to find you a match first within that city. If it can't find a match within that city, it checks within that territory. If it can't find one there, then it runs and just does general matchmaking.
Interesting. Okay.
Then if you are running from a different territory, for example, like you're in your town and someone else is looking for a match somewhere else, and it just happens that they get paired up with you, which is a problem that's not going to be as big in the future as the community grows and the player base grows. because
Hmm.
there's just going to be people running everywhere.
Everywhere. Yeah.
But exactly, but if it finds someone in a different territory in a different city, if this person wins, it draws from the territory they're in. If this person wins, it'll draw the earnings from the territory they're in.
Got it. Okay. So then
Yep.
it only matters if for the winners, which okay.
Exactly. Yep.
Makes sense. Cool. All right. So let's get into the whitelist actual details and how to be part of that. Looks like there's a point system, different tiers. You got bronze, silver, gold, and platinum. And then the benefits, from what I'm understanding, everybody wants to be in platinum because then you can buy as much as you would like. So I don't know
Yep.
if you want to go into to dig into some of the details here or this process.
Yeah. So, why we chose this is this tiered system is we wanted to incentivize people to increase their assets and fight for that top slot, or if they do so choose, pool with other users to be a part of the platinum tier. For example, if there's a user that's already in the platinum tier, he could say, "Hey, I'll buy the land for you. Um, maybe he'll charge you a slightly more to use it, or maybe he'll be a nice guy. He'll just charge you the base cost, but then he burns some of his woo to get it for a little bit cheaper, so that after every third or fourth sale, he gets himself another free plot."
Got it.
It's really incentivizing people to either push up to that platinum tier or find other users that they trust if they do so choose to pool and buy. Because I know we do have a lot of communities like the Hive Pizza community and the One Up Cartel community that have been partners of ours since the beginning. And
Hmm.
I know they will want to pool with their users because they have with every other sale we've ever done. And so again, we just really wanted to push people to try to get to that top tier because it's a first come first serve, and the only one that really matters is kind of platinum tier. Because if you as a user, okay, say you as a user, when we run our snapshot, you are already in the platinum tier. You are now position one of platinum tier. Once platinum tier is full of 200 people, those are the only 200 people that are buying. But if there are less than 200 people in platinum tier, then it will go into descending order with gold tier, silver
Well,
tier, bronze
okay.
tier, and it's all dependent on with platinum tier, it's how quickly you got there. So it's not necessarily you having more points than the other person. You need more points than the other person, and you need to get there first.
So
Um,
okay, when is this? The snapshot is happening multiple times, right?
Yes, it's going to happen multiple times, and we're going to have one snapshot, and then when the next one's taken, we're going to compare it to the previous snapshot to see if
Okay.
there was a dip in assets. Because if you're in the top tier, platinum tier, position one, and you unstake all your woo, and then you lose that position, you would actually be dropped down out of that tier. Someone else in the queue would be brought in. So if there was like 250 people that could be platinum,
Yeah.
it just would have them all listed out. Once one comes out, it would just push them up.
Yeah, and I think you even gave that as an example somewhere, right? Um,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
at the very
in the
bottom in
post. Yeah,
conclusion, yeah.
gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So, oh, whoops, went up too high. So, platinum tier is going to be 10,000 points. The benefit for platinum tier is you'll be able to buy unlimited land. I don't remember. Was there a price point for land?
So,
Was it said here yet, or are
I
you
it
still working
wasn't
on that?
said here yet, but guess
Okay.
oh no, I know it, and I'm gonna give you an exclusive because with after
Ooh.
sounds you get the best and only the best. So
Let's hear
this
it.
will be in our next post too, which is coming out here in the next couple of days. The price point for land is going to be $20. And if you burn, and we haven't disclosed the exact amount of woo you have to burn yet, but you have to burn an amount of woo, and you could get it for $15. And those will
Interesting.
be purchasable in various cryptocurrencies, and also you'll be able to use your PayPal account to use fiat if you'd like.
Ah, very nice. That's a great way to onboard folks into the crypto
That's
world.
That's exactly what we were thinking. It's a good way to allow people just ease of access. Because let's be honest, Hive's awesome. I love Hive,
Hmm.
but for a new user, even if they're crypto savvy, setting up a Hive account is kind of weird. You know,
Yeah.
it's not as simple as just do this. And you got like master password, owner key, user key, active, all these different keys, and to explain it to someone brand new, explain it to a boomer, good luck.
Hey man, there's some out there that understand this stuff better than me, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I mean, I think it's great. I think it makes for much easier access. And then obviously you and I are both US based, and I think one of the issues is there's not easy on ramps onto Hive for us, at least with
yeah,
the exchanges that we have accessible to us versus the rest of the world. So I think that's a great way to go about it.
I think so too.
But cool. Okay, so let's do the point breakdown. And did I skip something here? No. Okay, so we
Nope.
covered that already. So point breakdown for assets looks like if you own the cards, common, lower, rare, you get certain points. So I think that's somewhat self-explanatory. And then there's also the Woo token, and if you're holding any pack. So this is all what contributes to getting that bronze, silver, gold, or platinum tier, right?
Yep, and we have a lot of people that have opened a lot of packs, and we actually, you could look at it, you could kind of see we kind of heavily favored NFTs in the point breakdown. Uh,
Hmm.
and and this is the reason why, and I'm actually very proud of this. I think this was a really smart, and it's going to really help with the project in the long run. So our marketplace charges a 5% fee on NFT sales. So every time an NFT sells, there's a 5% fee that the business gets as swap HBD, which is a stable token.
Hmm.
Uh, Not only that, though, every time a NFT sells, 2% of that 5% fee is used to buy back Woo token and add it to Woo Swap Hive liquidity. So
Okay.
it is constantly putting buy pressure, positive pressure onto the token, and also increases liquidity with every single purchase. So this is a good way to give positive pressure onto the Woo token
Hmm.
and shielding it from a dump after a sale, because you always see it happen when
Yeah.
there's a sale coming, and especially if the sale is like, you need this token, this is the be all end all, that thing will skyrocket, but then boom, right afterwards it just plummets. And this is a good way for us to shield that, because Woo is still going to be very much needed to upgrade your land. And
Hmm.
we wanted to give benefit to the Woo token and the people that stake our token. But again, we thought by going this NFT route, it was securing our financial position with the stable token, as well as putting positive pressure on the Woo token without giving too much incentive to sell the Woo token after the sale.
Gotcha. I'm curious to know, is there like, will there ever be a point when you feel like there's enough liquidity that you would change that? Or is the
Yeah,
idea to drive so much value to Woo that you want this pool to be gigantic because the value of Woo, goes, obviously up as far as it can go forever, right?
yeah. Yeah, and so like, because where liquidity's at right now, I mean, we don't have $1 million in liquidity, and I mean, it
Hmm.
would be amazing if we did, just because it would be so easy for people to come and go as they please. But this is more so as a security for the bear market and to increase liquidity as the game is getting ready to come out.
Okay.
Trying to have as much liquidity as possible for when the game releases, so that people can enter that haven't entered yet, or people can go ahead and take some profits and do as they will with it.
Got it. Okay. That makes sense. Do you, and actually let's okay. I got distracted because I wanted to ask, so I'm just going to ask it straight up. Do you have like an updated time frame on when the game will be out?
Yeah, we're shooting for quarter 3 2023.
Okay,
So
Q3,
summer 2023.
summer
And also
2023.
remember, the airdrop and NFT mining ends July 13th of 2023. So I would kind of use that as a benchmark of when the game should be coming out.
Got it. And will land be a part of it from the get go, or will there be
You,
a period?
you can't have old school territory wrestling without land. So yes, land will
Awesome.
100% be
Okay.
implemented where like there's no other way to play the game without land. And that's
Awesome.
also
Okay.
why
Okay.
we have our the one territory for
The
that the
team.
game owns that is out there, and it's no matter what, you're going to be able to play the game.
There will be land available, and
Yep.
got it. Okay. Cool, man. That is really, really exciting. So let's see. In closing, all right. So you gave this example earlier, which I think was fantastic. Do you have any tips if you want to cover do you have any tips for like how people can pool together? Because several people have asked me, and now that I have a better understanding, and I appreciate you got kind of going through. But do you have any tips for people pooling together? How they can, should, or
Yeah.
is there a way to do that? I don't know. Just what are your thoughts on pooling?
So
You mentioned it
this
earlier,
is
so
this is what I would say with pooling. I would try to find someone trustworthy that you might already know that already has enough assets to be platinum tier. Because when you have to take everyone's assets and put them in one account, that gets a little iffy. Plus, like it's like an accounting nightmare trying to
hmm.
remember. Oh, this is their NFT. This is their NFT. So it's kind of a pain that way to put everything all into
Yeah,
one account.
yeah.
So I would say it would be best to find someone that you trust. Like for example, I'll shout out a name right now of who I would pool with if I was a user. Random. He's been with the community since the very beginning. He's been insanely helpful. I think he has the utmost integrity, and he has a ton of assets. He's already there. Another person I would say, if he was open to it, is Acidio, especially since the creator of the Posh token. He has a reputation in Hive, and he's been around for a long time. So I would find these users that already have enough assets that could possibly be open to pooling. Uh, Pizza, Hive Pizza would be a great place to look to with the Beard Flex, because they have a whole community that's going to be pooling anyway. Or
Hmm.
One Up Cartel. Joining some of these communities, not only to meet some cool new people, but Cartel does some really cool stuff with dividends. They actually, by holding Cartel tokens, you get vouchers, you get Woo token, you get SPS, you get a bunch of different tokens given to you as dividends. So I'd say check out some of these bigger communities and possibly see about pooling with them, because then you're not so much on an individual user; it's a whole community at that
Yeah, that
point,
makes
and
sense.
and I feel like it's much safer when it's like a whole community.
Okay, no, that's a great approach. Okay, so we can close on this, but what is the time frame for this, for when this sale will actually go in? And then more specifically for me, I'm curious, like, will there be at some point like a leaderboard posted, or is
Yes.
there one already that
Yep.
I've missed, to show like where my
Working
active
on
like
it.
snapshots are at? Are you working on it?
Yeah,
Okay,
we're
cool.
we're working on it, and we're looking to have that leaderboard out by the end of the month, maybe a little bit sooner.
Okay.
This sale will take place. I'll be releasing a post very soon here in the next couple of days with the exact date. But think of end quarter 1. We want to give people a number of months after the announcement. A
Of
lot of
course.
people have known about land for a long time. They've been getting prepared for it for a long time, but we wanted to give at least a few months, a couple of months after making the announcement for people to actually go in and buy. And I also know I don't like doing sales around like December, January, just because I think it's too
Yeah.
tight.
Yeah.
Like really November to January are just like no go months in
Well,
my opinion.
Yeah, everybody's buying Christmas gifts, and then in January everybody's just broke from buying Christmas gifts, right? So
Exactly, and then November, you got Black Friday and Cyber Monday, so everyone's trying to get deals to get ready for it
yeah.
anyway, so
Makes sense. Okay, cool. Well, that gives a good kind of time frame here. Will the whitelist sale and the general sale have like a some kind of time period in between them?
yeah, so, the whitelist sale will have a period of time where we will only allow whitelisters to buy,
Okay,
and then after that time is up, it if any remains, it would then go into a general sale that would just be there until it's sold out.
got it. Okay, easy enough, man. Is there anything else that you wanted to share? Looks like we've covered most of the things in the post, but just in general about Woo that you wanted to kind of cover.
I kind of want to just say real quick, especially since we heavily favored NFTs. There are a lot of NFTs on the marketplace right now that actually have the point of that provide you a point of entry that's really fairly cheap. There's plenty of commons that are going for like 7 cents. I've seen
Mhm.
numerous rares for 20 cents. And looking at the points that are out there and looking at the cost per point, like you could possibly get in to the whitelist for as little as like $200, which I don't think is an insane amount of money.
Mm,
It's a nice little investment, but it's not a crazy amount of money. And I will say this: those deals aren't going to be there forever. As we release the leaderboard and show people where they're sitting, I foresee NFT market prices changing drastically. The price of Woo has already doubled since the land post,
yeah,
um, and I expect that to continue. And same with pack sales. Pack sales, it just is just one of the ways that you can earn your points. So I think all these are going to be variable, and they're going to change, especially after we release the leaderboard, where people can actually see where they are exactly, and they
yeah.
can really plan for it. And again, it's a first come, first serve for that platinum tier. So you need to get there as quickly as possible. And if you don't believe you can get up to that tier, or if you don't think you can get up into a high enough tier to be able to buy during the whitelist, but you want to buy during the whitelist, I would say check out Hive Pizza. They're a great community, and the One Up Cartel. Those are both great communities. Also, come join our Discord. We have a fun time. We're
There
answering
you go.
questions, and we're now on Tip CC. So I'm out here dropping woo left and right. We're doing
Yeah.
woo trivias, airdrops, phrase drops. We'll make you say cool things, and you can get some woo.
Awesome, man. Well, you're spot on because as soon as we started going through this, the reason I asked for the leaderboard is because I'm like, I want to know where I am, and then I want to know
Yeah.
how much or what I need to do. And I'm sure people are going to run the numbers like, what's the most cost effective way for me to get into platinum, for example, right? So
Oh, there's gonna be so many posts about it with people with spreadsheets and all
yeah.
that. Yeah.
So cool, man. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I will make sure to include the Discord link. And is there any other place where you would want folks to reach out to you or to come check out the game? Obviously, I'll put a link to the game and I'll put a link to the Discord. But anything else you want to include?
The Twitter's also another good one. A lot of giveaways on the Twitter account and a lot of interactions there. So come check us out. Come hang out. And join the Discord. That's probably the place where you'll get the earliest information. You can easily just ask me a question. I'm always approachable and accessible, and so I will answer your questions.
Well, I do want to say that the Discord has been great. I mean, anytime people come through and have a question, you or someone else is always in there, really just trying to give information and be as helpful as possible. So that's always appreciated. Awesome, Booker man. This was fun. I'm looking forward to land. I hope everything goes smoothly and successfully. And I know it seems so far away, but time is also like moving so. I can't believe we're at the end of 2022 already.
I know.
But I'm looking forward to it, and I'm hoping that 2023 is going to be a fun year for gaming, with Woo being included in a big part of that.
I appreciate it. Thanks for having me. Don't be a stranger now.
I will not be. All right, take care.